minus 28.5. Over under 45.5. So the books are telling us this is a Syracuse team that probably is not going to score a whole lot. How do you break this one down?
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. And this isn't a game I'm going to use on my premium card, folks. I'll say that right up front. But being close to the Syracuse situation, I'm fully aware of what's going on there. And I think I got a pretty good handle on this game. Look, Syracuse started the year 3-1. In their fourth game, they upset Clemson at Clemson. And Steve Angeli went down in the second half of that game with a season-ending injury. Steve Angeli, by the way, was leading the nation in passing at that time. In comes back up Ricky Collins, a transfer from LSU, and he starts the next 4 games, and he was brutal. Brutal to the point where last week they opted to go with 2 freshman quarterbacks, and they went a combined 6 for 21, 28.6% passing last week. Syracuse, since that Clemson game, has gone 0-5, and during this 5-game losing streak, Andy, goes hand in hand to what you just said at the top here. Syracuse has only averaged 12 points per game, 288.6 yards per contest, and 11 turnovers during this 11 turnovers committed during this 5-game losing streak. And they reached a low point last week in a 27-10 home loss to North Carolina. That's a North Carolina team that had no wins against FBS opponents this year. If I remember right, maybe one in non-conference play. I know they were winless in the ACC, and they showed no signs of life offensively throughout this season. But last Friday, the Tar Heels were able to put up 425 yards against Syracuse and hold the Orange to 147. So they were not only lose that game in a game that was pretty much a pick-em matchup, but they were outgained in that game by over 200 yards and dominated. Miami's going to be in a sour mood, Andy, coming up that 26-20 overtime upset loss at SMU last week. Since 2024, Miami, 3 games when coming off a loss, they've scored 41 points or more in each of those contests. And I think they could approach that number here based on everything I just said. And also, since 2023, the Hurricanes have been a favorite of 23-31. 3 separate times. They went 3-0 straight up in ATS in those games, won by 32.7 points per game, and allowed a combined 28 points. Not good news for Syracuse with their offensive struggle. And lastly, and this is the real kicker here, this is a Miami team that's going to be playing with big-time revenge. And if they could rub it in against Syracuse and blow them out, they're going to take the opportunity to do so. And right now, they're in desperate need of style points. Last year, in the regular season finale at Syracuse, they went up in that game 21-0 in the first half, ended up blowing the game, losing 42-38, and ultimately that loss cost them a spot in the college football playoffs. Give me Miami here, minus 28.5 over Syracuse. Again, I don't have anything up right now. I will have 3 to 5 plays on Saturday in college football, including the 5% best bet. By the way, I'm 7-2 at 5% best bets in college football this year. 26-14 on the season in college football, 65%. Number 1 in win percentage, number 1 in return on investment, and number 2 in units earned. And in college football, folks, since September of 2023, up 121 units. In my NBA, which I will have an NBA pick or picks up within the next hour. NBA 6-2 start to the season, Andy, and dating back to last year, 20-7 run in the NBA.